Did it. We're live. Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Turn on the music. Let the music play.
I need that.
1 second.
Okay. We're all connected. Am I coming through all right? Chat, just tell me. Tell me. It looks like I am. Welcome. This Dungeons and Dragons. We're here every week.
Hooray!
Last time on Dungeons and Dragons, what did happen? You guys were in the library a whole bunch, checking out some books. Some of you found what you were looking for. Some of you did not.
Some of us got very frustrated at the lack of library organization.
I think most of you did, actually.
Yeah.
Scholars. No scholars here.
No, just crazy sorcerers who want to think they're wizards. Yeah. Then you guys made your way down to the gathering of partial dragons and checked out what they're all about. Came in a bit as they were about to set up as they were going to do their meetup. So you saw a few stalls and stuff outside of obviously what normally happens, where they start in the middle of the day and just like do like a market, essentially, it seems like, and then you guys all filed into the great hall. Pretty much everyone seemed to, all of the partial dragons filed in there, where a sermon essentially was given by one of the partial dragons, who did seem to be of diamond nature, and then he introduced what is apparent, what he said to be Jinsen Reborn, and out popped a diamond dragonborn, who put on a little bit of a show. Didn't really say anything otherwise. Used his dragon weapon, his breath weapon, to do some cool effects. Everyone else was pretty excited about it. And then he went away, and everyone started filing out. Yeah, Ailey and Varys particularly were particularly concerned about this, but you are all aware that of Dragonborn, so it seemed fairly mundane to a lot of you, especially without the context of knowing exactly what Jinsen is, but to Varys and Ailey, who know that Jinsen was a dead god that is being worshipped in the dead god temple over in Jaime's home of Zultimol. Basically, their sort of takeaway was this looks like it's a bit of a ruse, a scam, if you will, and Ailey is well versed in that sort of thing, so that is their first assumption about the whole thing. But again, Um, nothing was set in stone. It's just what conclusions would come to. But otherwise, you guys had filed out of the hall and found your way into a secluded alleyway to discuss what had happened.
So we've relayed everything about Jensen. Yes.
I mean,
It was the end last time.
what exactly are you relaying?
We are. He is. Yeah. They're a dead god as far as we're aware. I prayed to him. It was a while ago now. I gave him some gold for the passage of Rylan's soul to the afterlife. Ailey gave it a big stone or a rock or something, and then a breeze came through. And apparently that was a sign. I mean, the priestess seemed to think it was. I don't know. But I don't know that. I don't know that this is Jensen. It doesn't seem to be.
So,
Yeah. So we know dead things don't stay dead here.
That's true.
I mean, deadness doesn't seem to have to apply the same way to gods than it does to mortals.
Hmm. I mean, the last god kind of claiming to have come back from any sort of obscurity was this Black Star god. It just appeared out of nowhere.
Does seem to be a pattern.
Hmm.
I mean,
I'm not quite sure what to do.
I understand why you're concerned, but I'm not sure what we should do. Really? Is there an authority figure we can talk to about this?
Yeah, Grifter's gonna grift. Why should we get in his way?
I don't know how to convey Ailey properly, but Ailey was definitely very concerned about this. Not necessarily just because they're dragonkind and they don't want them to be taken advantage of, but mainly because Ailey was really hoping for an actual dragon and really wants to know if it is actually Jensen, if they can help them become dragon, and if not, then just let them be. Basically, Ailey just wants to know if this is true or not.
This feels like a thing where Ailey would just storm off and go and find the person to talk to,
Yeah,
regardless
probably,
of what the rest
actually.
of us want to do.
Yeah.
You're actually probably right, yeah.
Talking, Ailey has left.
Yeah. I'm just going to go find him. In the most Australian Ailey.
Yeah, it's so good. It's perfect. All right, then sure. Yeah, Ailey just Ailey just toddles off.
I think at this point I would.
Notice is the question.
Yeah.
Well, let me any of you guys got a higher passive perception than that?
That's
19.
Ooh, don't think so. Hang on.
I gotta find my
One under on Varus, and he's got the highest.
Ah, shit.
So I would say that you Varus is the first to notice that Ailey has disappeared.
It's still taking a little bit.
Yeah.
Ailey's gone. Where's Ailey go? Oh god.
Oh no. We're gonna have to go rescue her from getting into some trouble, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Varus is already running down the street.
Nimi is quickly following.
Okay. Roll investigation for me. See if you can catch a trail.
Can I?
Sure. Actually, for you, Thoracus, can you roll a survival instead?
Yes.
I feel like you're experienced Ailey trackers.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
Mhm.
the survival check. Yeah, she went back into the hall that you guys slinked into. There's still people filing out of it slowly. You know, there was a big rush of people at first, but it seems like the more frail older people were still in there. Hoping to get a little bit more grace maybe, but there were some people that are filing out, and you can very clearly see that some of them are still like reeling from the fact that Ailey pushed past them. So pretty obvious. So what's the plan?
I guess we're gonna follow her in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, can we see her, or are we just on her trail?
You're on a trail. You can see the aftermath of her.
Not as deadly as I expected.
Can I try to dodge through the crowd like she would?
Sure, roll a dexterity check for me.
Just roll dexterity or
Yeah.
dexterity check?
Just a dexterity check, not a saving throw, just a regular check.
Nice.
Yo.
Yeah, you have no trouble just like quickly dodging and weaving in and out of out of people who are moving around. You make your way. Yeah,
I'm well experienced
very much so.
at making sure people don't touch me.
Well, you make it back into the hall very quickly. Everyone else lagging a little bit behind you. You notice as you enter the hall, Ailey has either talked their way or has done something to get their way into the back room and has slipped through the door and has closed behind them to whatever lay behind the theatre.
And the door's guarded.
No, it's just closed.
Cool. I'll just confidently walk up to the door and try it.
Okay, it's locked.
I don't have any ability to lockpick.
Nemi's like, where's Nemi relative to this?
Well, by the time that Thoracus has gone up and done this, you guys probably will have entered the hall. Wasn't that much of a gap they closed. But yeah, you don't. Nemi and Varys don't see where Ailey went. Only Thoracus did.
Okay.
Do we see where Thoracus has gone to?
You see that Thoracus is trying the door. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Nemi's
Head up.
going to kind of grin at Thoracus in a kind of cheeky, like, kind of way that implies that, you get more flies with honey, and knocks on the door and calls out, hello, dearie, I'm here. Just trying to imply that she's somebody that should be there.
All right. The door. You hear on the other side of the door, muffled through. Who is it?
Now I have to think of a good bluff. I'm gonna kind of look at Thoracus and Varys a little bit like confused, like, I don't know anything about dragons, like kind of trying to convey with their facial expression, like, help, I don't know what to say.
I think you guys are perceptive
Try.
enough. Yeah, you guys are perceptive enough to pick up what Nemi's putting down.
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right.
I feel like Ailey would know.
Roll
Can
a.
I like
hold on.
Varys?
What's a
just be like-
dragonborn name, or what's a dragony name that I've heard before?
You know that a lot of the dragons here have a very well out of character. You know that they have very Russian-esque names.
Yeah.
I guess that you would relate that to anything that you would know.
Vladislav.
Yeah, they're usually like
Ben.
2 or 3 syllables and pretty gruff, and they don't seem to have last names.
I'm going to I'm going to hope that this person is within 30 feet of the door, seeing as they've answered this.
Mhm.
And I'm going to talk into their head and say, "You should let us in, quietly."
Okay.
Woohoo.
Roll a. Don't even know what to do with this. Roll a.
Persuasion?
What would this be for? I guess a persuasion, but it's not really persuasion that you're going for here with this. It's sort of like it is more of an intimidation, but like of a religious variety would be what he's experiencing right now. So roll me a general charisma, and we'll see where that goes.
Yep, famed for my charisma checks.
Oh,
Yeah.
can I support it by making the ground tremor?
Sure. That'll definitely turn it more on the intimidation side. So we'll see how that goes.
Godly acts.
Mm-hmm.
Ability check.
Yeah, just an ability check.
Not good.
Yeah, and with a more intimidation side. Actually, what's Thrakus' intimidation? Less than yours.
Not great.
Yeah.
Hilariously.
How are you so bad at being intimidating, Thrakus? You're
And
like
I
terrifying.
always roll badly.
Yeah.
I
Low
don't think I've
charisma.
ever succeeded at intimidation.
Usually I grant a little bit of bonus for the demonic appearance, but
It has
Look.
has a helping hand.
yeah, but otherwise, that wouldn't relate to this right now.
Even if I'm holding a severed head, I'm never freaking intimidating enough.
Well, I changed the DC based on your appearance.
Oh no,
I'm
no,
just-
it's not. It's not a slight at
It's a slide at the dice.
Yes,
you. It's just how Thrakus rolls.
it
Yeah.
is. It is how the Vegas rolls.
It's
Yeah,
just
literally
that's
and
just a
metaphorically.
Thrakus trait.
So that
Okay,
was more
so
of
with
an
that-
intimidation, was it?
Yeah. So with that, from the other side, I'm really gonna need you to tell me who's on the other side of this door.
Nimi's kind of thinking along completely different lines to what Varys is thinking. And she's... Do we still have the churros on us? Or did we eat them all?
You probably have eaten them all by now. You did spend a little bit in the library. So you either, yeah. You definitely would have eaten them.
Okay. So we can't be like, we're your churro delivery.
Can I just sort of say, what, you don't recognize Alexei, Sasha, and what's another one? Misha?
Alexei, Sasha, and Misha.
Come on.
Roll a persuasion for me.
May I assist?
Yes.
Definitely will need it.
Great.
Not too bad.
Is it an advantage because of assist or?
Yes.
First roll better. Yep, cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Pretty sure those are all guy nicknames too.
Yeah. I don't.
I don't know a lot of Russian nicknames.
Yeah. He goes. Through the door, you hear. No. Like he's not sure, but after the display that's previously happened, he's still not quite sure if he wants to open the door.
I was gonna try this first, but Varys got there first.
Yep. So
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. We were all stumbling.
Do we know the name of the MC from earlier? Did he introduce
no,
himself?
he didn't seem to introduce himself. It seemed like he's well known amongst the community, so he did not see the need to.
I'll just continue with, Vladislav's buddies.
Mimi's going to go to shift her voice to a slightly more commanding tone and
Okay.
go, "We have important news. Let us in."
Okay. Can I get a persuasion from you then?
I will do my best. Hey.
Jesus
Nice.
Lord. Oh my god.
That's pretty close. Pretty close to the best.
Oh, why didn't you say so? And the door opens, and I'm gonna get a dexterity check from Nemi, I guess.
All right. I can do dexterous things.
Okay. I
Mhm.
thought it would have been me because I was the one at the door first.
Was just more Nemi's interaction going on here. So he opens the door just enough, and Nemi, you manage to grab hold of it before he starts to pull it back as his eyes widen. He's like, "Oh no, this is not what I wanted."
These are not dragons.
Yes, and Thoricus, you do manage to get your foot in the door as well, and there's a combined effort there.
How
You
big
guys-
is this gap?
Console could probably fit through it, but you guys, there's three of you holding it. He goes, as he's still trying to pull a little bit. He goes, no, please."
He hears in his head, "We need to talk to you. Quickly, into the room. Move."
roll
Can
a persuasion check for me, Varys.
I mean,
What are you two doing?
Of the guy?
Good.
I'm just, as soon as he's stumbling, I'm gonna shove the guy further into the room so we can get through.
Okay, and Demi, what are you doing?
Nimi is not the grunty type, so she's not going to try and push or pull anyone.
Okay,
But she is going to kind of give him like a withering stare.
okay. So can I get an intimidation from you, Nemi, and a strength? Well, I guess athletics from you.
Oh,
Okay.
I am not.
Athletics it is.
Okay.
It's only a little shove.
Yeah. So yes, and Nemi's cutting glaze, cutting gaze, sits him back enough for you to slip in, push him back, so he doesn't have as much of a hold on the door. So Thoricus is inside, and yeah, Varys and Nemi are still outside, but the door is no longer.
I'm gonna try and jump through then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right, you all slip inside to a relatively darkened room. It is lit by candlelight on each side. Varys and Emmy probably have a little bit of difficulty seeing exactly what's going on in here, but Thoracos had no problem. But it seems like it's sort of a I guess like it's very much the entrance to a theater sort of thing. Like there's like some old discarded set pieces lying there, you know, that the colors faded out of and painted and cardboard-ish like sort of construction, paper mache, all that sort of deal, just pushed off to the side, gathering cobwebs and dust. A couple of chairs sitting there, and yeah, you've got a young dragonkin. He's
Is he the
probably
one with the diamond pieces?
no, it's not the same guy.
Okay.
He's a little bit scrawny. Looks like he's probably not even hit puberty yet. But he is of diamond line. As he does have the diamond scales in places. He looks like he's probably related.
Okay.
Oh, you can't be in here.
Where's our friend?
What friend?
Ailey.
Oh, you mean the other dragon? Oh,
With the wings? Yes.
you should have told me she was with you. I would have just go up the stairs. I'm sorry.
No, also we are sorry. Sorry, we probably should have led with that.
I mean,
There's a habit of just sneaking into places.
Yeah, and also we didn't know if our friend was actually allowed back here.
Well, she wanted to see the. Yeah. I mean, I guess she probably isn't either, but she talked me into it somehow.
She's very good at that.
I hand them 5 silver, and then walk off in the direction they pointed.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right.
And it's best you keep your mouth shut about us too.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Smile at him with all my teeth.
You got it.
Hand the scrawny kid like an apple or something from her rations,
Fair enough.
and then also follow Varys.
He like inspects the apple, like he's never seen something like it before.
Can I wink at him before leaving just to mess with him?
Sure. He closes the door
The
behind you guys.
whiplash in
Yeah.
that kid's life in the last like 20 seconds.
Like as he's closing the door with one hand, he's like leaning on the wall with the other, like, what has happened? Like, oh.
Adventurers, man.
Yeah. So you take them to the stairs up onto the stage that was obviously behind the curtain. Again, there's a lot of theater equipment sort of stuff. There's gantries and all that sort of stuff that would be where strings and rigging and all that sort of stuff has been used in the past. It looks like most of it has been taken down, but the skeleton of it is still there. Looks like it was not too long ago it was used as an absolute theatre house, used for all sorts of plays and fanciful times, but is completely seen disuse now. Lots of thrown away set pieces, even some racks with a couple of handmade costumes sort of falling apart and full of mothballs and holes. You can see, especially those of you who have low light vision, those of you who
I'd
can't
probably
see,
use my ring.
I mean,
at
those
this
of you
point.
who can't see in low light will see very clearly at the far end a light peering through a door in the back in the back of this sort of back room-esque thing. It looks like it probably was once the the stars dressing room, separate them from everybody else. The light is on in there, and you imagine that's probably where Ailey would have head to, even if that wasn't where they were supposed to be going.
Hell yeah.
I guess we follow the light.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, fair.
You enter into a room that is brilliantly lit, and there is Ailey, just sort of standing there. Hey guys, what took you so long?
We got into a fight with a small dragon child.
We're not art
no
dragon.
problem.
Yes, we're not quite as welcome here as you are, darling.
And you see that sitting in a chair in front of them, in front of a mirror with lots of candles, just pretty much all over the place in this room, is the silver-scaled dragon kin who was presenting, and he was in the middle of trying to explain to Ailey, trying to persuade Ailey that she cannot see Jinsen. That was basically very clearly he had read it a couple of times and was saying that to Ailey as you guys entered.
So this was the MC dude.
Yes.
Yumi's gonna go, what's your name, dear?
2 seconds.
Cool name.
Yeah.
Hey chat, what's his name?
Oh no. This is
Will
how
I
we
have
got
another-
Rebecca McChicken.
Will I have another nemesis?
Please, no.
I love a chat-generated name.
It's always a good time. Let's have it.
My name is Courage. Emissary of Jinsen. And who are you?
We're big fans of Jinsen.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you'll have to forgive our friend's persistence, but we really are big fans.
Man, I have never written down my formal titles.
I have written down your titles, don't worry.
Because I want to step forward and introduce myself.
Well,
And
You have
claim to
been-
be an emissary of Jamie.
I mean, all right. You have been introduced. Let me find your stuff here.
No, we have.
Previously.
I just never write anything down because I'm terrible like that.
You've been introduced as the Flaming Horseman, the Tears of Death, Corvid of Souls, Demon Bane, Queller Fae.
Cool.
Those are a lot of cool names. Holy
I
shit.
know, right?
Well,
Hey, you had a
Varys.
cool name too.
Yeah, Varys, you have been called Savior of Children, Maker of the Way, Friend to the Constructs, Sharpest Shooter in the East. And Ailey has been named as the Burninator, the Broken Horn, Dagger in the Dark.
Yumi's kind of just gonna like stand there with her mouth open a little bit, staring at Thrakas with a renewed sense of like awe.
Well, Courage, you see his face like twist and shift and like wonder about these titles, and then go, well, I didn't know we had such a celebrity on our hands, but
Is he razzing us? Are we getting attitude from this guy?
Roll an insight check.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, yes.
No, I think he's my best friend.
Oh, Mimi has no idea.
I've got no idea. Yeah, it's definitely not. Oh boy.
Yeah, just like me. I have no clue.
Yeah, Nimi and Thorax like, oh yeah, this guy seems pretty genuine.
Oh no, I'm just like, I
Mhm.
can't tell.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Don't
Nimi's
even-
suspicious, but
Yeah.
she has no idea if that particular comment was genuine.
No. But Varys is like, yeah, no. He's he doesn't take that very well at all. Anyway, as I was informing your friend, Jensen is tired after his display
After
today, and
Mm.
he will be back performing more miracles, mainly for those in need later on today.
A god wouldn't tire so easily.
He is newly reborn, my dear. He is not
Still a
at his
god,
full
honey.
strength. Tell me, does your god Jamie weaken at times? Does she not occasionally tire? Does she not exhaust her full capabilities and
Do
then
you want to
require
see
rest?
Jamie tower?
Roll an intimidation check.
And I make my, using thaumaturgy, make my eyes glow purple.
Perfect. You can have advantage on that if you like.
I'm gonna need it, because I always roll low.
Oh boy!
By the power of Jamie.
All right. As you do this, even Varys and Nemi and Ailey to take a step back, as just bright streaks of purple just shoot out of your eyes, like, and become like a second set of horns, essentially. And Coach almost falls like back in his chair, like the chair like tips back enough that he almost falls out of it. Oh, I see. I
So
I don't
when will
know.
your god be ready for an audience?
Please, he's really not ready.
As I said, when will he be ready? We can be patient.
Again, he'll be healing the sick later today. In an hour or two, you can come back.
I expected a private audience.
Okay. Okay. He like settles back in his chair. Okay. Let me go and check on him, and I'll bring him back down to you. Is that suitable?
Oh no. My internet connection meant that all I heard from that was, "Is that suitable?"
He settles back in his chair and says he will bring him back down to you if you would but wait a moment.
Alright. And I just settle back real comfortably.
Are there other
In a
chairs
chair?
in the room?
There are no other chairs here. Well, not in the room anyway.
I'm gonna walk to the door with him as he's leaving, and stand in the doorway watching him as he leaves.
Can I
Okay.
minor
Go.
illusion
Carry on.
chair?
Minor illusion, what?
A chair.
A chair. You can't sit in a minor illusion. You can't touch it.
I know I can't sit on it.
You can
but
like
Tend to sit on it.
squat down, looking like you're
Just
sitting
do
in a
it,
chair that you've conjured.
Oh, squat.
Amazing.
I just want to intimidate the guy into thinking that we're not going anywhere, and he better come back with Jensen.
Okay, roll an athletics check for me.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Well, luck it's hot.
Oh.
All right. So as he's getting up and getting ready to leave, you like quickly make quick movements with your hand and conjure a perfectly an immaculate, comfortable chair, that you would happily sit on for hours, and he surprises him at first, and then you squat perfectly and looking like you did actually sit down on this nice comfortable chair, and put your fingers together and just make it seem like you're resting them on the arms, going like, yes, I'll wait. And it's just like, oh, okay. Puts a little bit of pep in his step as he runs across the stage, and over to a darkened stairwell on the other side, and climbs up the stairs. So you wait about 5 minutes. What are you doing? Anything else?
I'm obviously not pretend sitting in the chair.
No. Yeah. So did the she's out of eyeshot. You get up. You're like, jeez, no, I'm not doing that.
Like stretch
Nice.
moves.
Ailey tries to sit in the chair and falls.
Nice.
Codswallop walks over and just licks it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would want to try and go after them, just so that I can hear what's being talked about, if they're doing any of that, or if they're trying to make a break for it.
Okay.
I'm there to hear the crashing of glass as they jump out the window or whatever.
Yeah, true.
Okay. You the only one following, or anybody else?
I mean, Ailey would totally stealth with them. Ailey's not going to sit still for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
reckon Thoricus should sit in Kurge's chair.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'll turn it so that the back is facing the door and straddle it.
Such a power move.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, I reckon
Ailey
would totally.
I think she'd tag along for that.
and Varys head in that direction, up the flight of stairs, to above the theater. It seems there's a few doors. Looks like this is was used for storage, maybe sleeping area for a couple of regular people who worked here or whatever. But now it seems again pretty run down. But you do pretty much immediately can tell where he's run off to. There's a door ajar at the end, and you are hearing a little bit of yelling from the far end.
Okay. What can I hear?
You're hearing Draconic. Ailey's the only one who understands what's being said.
Ailey will hear in their head. What are they saying? I don't speak Draconic.
I don't know, something about performing another miracle? I don't know.
Darren pinches the bridge of his nose. I guess I'd try and stay closer? No, there's no point if I can't hear it. Ailey, you should go up closer and see what they're talking about.
All right.
Please and thank you.
Still so. Not too shabby. It's up a bit closer.
Mhm.
And you're hearing the shouting still. Starts to simmer off a little bit. She turns and looks you dead in the eyes, and then just like stares at you for a little bit with like facial expressions going different places. You get the feeling she is trying to she is trying to telekinetically tell you what is happening in there.
I say into Ailey's head, no, it only works one way. I can talk to you. You can't talk back to me. Write it
shakes
down
it
or something.
shakes her fist a little bit, like turns back.
Ferris just shrugs a little bit, like, I'm sorry. Can't do much about it.
Oh boy. She she listens for a little bit more and then comes back, and conveys the conversation. Essentially, it seems like the guy Courage wants the Jensen kid to perform more miracles for us. He's saying that he doesn't have the energy right now to do it. And Coach is getting upset at him, yelling at him, basically trying to figure out what to do. Coach is suggesting that they run away. Jensen says that we shouldn't because he seems to believe that he is really a god, and that gods shouldn't run away from this stuff. But it does seem like very much like Courage doesn't believe this at all. It is just wanting him to show us some more stuff so we'll go away.
Okay, that's good to know.
You do hear that they've simmered down quite a bit, and are probably about to make their way out. And
We would probably. Oh, how long is it? Do we have enough time to get down the stairwell before they would see
I
us?
don't know, do you?
Are we fast enough?
Roll a dexterity check for me.
Alrighty.
Ailey certainly will be fast enough with their wings.
Yeah.
Would Ailey be fast enough to just grab Varys? Ailey's
A fully laden Varys, afraid not.
constantly wanting to pick up Varys and fly.
But no. With some pushing and prodding from Ailey to make it down the stairs, quickly enough, and with that stealth, did not seem to have spotted you or heard you as you went down. Yeah.
We're at the bottom of the stairwell waiting for them, leaning against a wall.
Okay. Well, you see Courage first, leading the way. And behind him, you get the immaculate. You weren't able to really see too much of this visage at first, but now you really do get a good look at Jensen. He is
Allegedly Jensen.
he is he's gorgeous. Like all of his scales are diamond. Like they all make that, like as the light hits them and reflects through the other ones and makes the rainbows and does all this sort of stuff. Like just like he's beautiful. Like
Super refractive.
yeah, like Ailey is absolutely enamored with just the sight of him from the shinies. But as otherwise, like, Dragonborn, whatever. But still, like, it is a sight to behold. Like, usually the Dragonborn that you've seen, are the chromatic ones. So just regular colored dragons. You don't really often see metallic ones. But this is a whole new level to that as well. Just the shine from every scale on his body, and the deep white of his eyes that you can see now properly, with the lizard sort of slit in them. So it just makes it look like he barely even has eyes with with the with the diamonds that are going on with the rest of his body. And he does very much ooze that confidence of someone who truly does believe that they are a god. And as Kurj like tries to slip through you guys, and like he's very much trying not to get like hit or something, he like slips like sideways to dodge between you guys, whereas Jensen, politely steps down and just waits at the bottom of the stairs, and says, "So, you were asking for me?"
Yes, our companions are over in the dressing room. Come with us. And I'll walk off towards it.
Okay.
As Curd slips in the room, I'm just like, "Hey, lemon curd, took you long enough."
He does put a very sour look on his face as he hears that and walks in. Yes, you all file in, and lean on the walls and stuff as Jensen walks in.
I speak into Thoricus and Nimi's head one after the other and say, he was going to try to run, but Jensen is apparently
Oh no.
Jensen. And I try and put quotation marks into my voice as I'm giving it to them.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
is
He
it-
believes,
yeah,
he believes his own hype.
Are you doing that telepathically? You yell. You're
Yeah.
saying that to them. Do it
No,
telepathically.
I'm not saying that to them.
All right, so like you just get flashes of an image of quotes go into your head. Oh, okay.
While I appreciate that, yes, hearing does occur in our heads, I'm pretty sure it was
It's
supposed
just
to be
words
telepathic.
appearing in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's the science behind being able to telepathically communicate is just there's a lot to it. Being able to if the brain was able to transmit something, that's all well and dandy, but being able to translate that in your own head, that's just crazy talk. Like it's just even try to imagine, like it's hard enough communicating someone verbally. Imagine trying to communicate thought waves. No way. Anyway,
Agree.
Yeah.
let's not even get started with tinfoil. Anyway, so Jensen steps in, and you, Thoricus and Nemi manage to get this glimpse of all of these candles just reflecting and refracting and just bouncing off of every scale. And he's wearing white robes as well, that cover most of his body. Like the chest area and the genitals. Like he's got pretty like it flows over enough that it goes like between his legs, sort of deal. So you can see the very much draconic legs, and the tail that wraps around. That he's got sort of pseudo wrapped around one of his legs, to stop it from whacking into people. There's one thing you have noticed, that a lot of the dragon heritage people do not have tails, unlike Ailey as well.
Nimi's going to front foot this meeting with genial warmth and kindness, and it's going to go, "Hello, dear. We've heard so much about you."
Oh,
And
you
shake-
have. You shake his hand, do you?
Nice.
Okay. He he reaches out when you offer your hand, and he shakes it. His hand is ginormous, compared to your own, and very very clawed. The palms of his hands are soft, but where your fingers reach around, the scales are just as hard and spiky and sharp as you'd expect uncut diamonds to be.
Yumi is kind of awed,
Hmm.
but still composes herself enough to say, my companions have had some opportunities to get to know you in the past. And she'll kind of step back a little bit to let the others talk.
Fair. Another mention of getting to know him in the past makes him raise an eyebrow.
I'll stand up from my position and go, Your godliness, I heard you were tired, and offer him the chair.
Thank you. I appreciate it. He steps over, takes the
I don't
chair.
look particularly friendly about it.
I was gonna say, was it your chair, or did you offer the chair that was there?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
totally
the coach chair.
Kurt's chair.
Yeah.
I was tempted, but no, it's my chair.
Yeah.
I don't think the great illusion, minor illusion would have lasted that long. So.
No, the minor illusion
Yeah,
chair is
true.
gone.
Yeah.
Yes, takes a seat in the chair. Thank you so much.
I'm still standing behind the chair. Like directly behind it.
It's creepy, all right. So, what is it you were hoping to glean from me? Do you have sickness? Are you wounded?
I mean, you can't see this, but I totally roll my eyes.
I was wondering, I can't speak for the rest of my group here. Haley, if you have anything you want to ask first.
Thought you'd never ask. Make me a dragon. With that, Jensen closes his eyes and bows his head. I'm sorry, I'm not yet at my full strength. I'm unable to perform. I'm unable to return to even my own full dragon form yet. I would not be able to perform that miracle for you, even though it seems like you are close to achieving it yourself.
Aww. But I want to be a proper dragon. I don't understand why you can't do it. You're supposed to be a god.
I've been dead for a long time, and I've only recently come back, and well, it takes a lot out of me to do even the things that I currently do, and I'm sure you're well capable of performing the miracle that I did outside, and that's all that I can do currently, other than heal the sick and wounded, if that is.
That's no miracle. That's just your flame breath.
And your brother can heal people too, Haley, can't he? Doesn't sound like a god to me.
Half the people in this room can heal people.
Nemi's gonna nod.
Courage steps forward this time. Well, just look at him. Have you ever seen a sight beyond this? This, what, if not Jensen himself, then what could he possibly be?
He
He's-
is very pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say that I've seen the scales before, but looks fairly similar to Dragonborn I've seen in the past.
Dragonborn?
Yes.
Like even Jensen says this. Dragonborn. What is this term you're talking about?
They are descendants of draconic lineage. We haven't actually seen any since we came to this land, but plenty of them exist outside of it. Like back where I'm from, there's, you know, people that you meet up in the villages and stuff like that. It's yeah, it's another person.
Yeah, you're not very special, mate.
Oh, I mean, I haven't seen the coloring before, but that's just me.
Well,
Oh, I agree. You are very pretty.
well, Kurge is like he sort of spins around and just sort of like hunches over in thought, like, oh. And Jensen is also like seems to be deep in thought. So there are others out there like me.
Yes, we've met them before. The ability to heal, I mean, I think Oren is able to do that. Oran?
Oh, wow.
He is similar to my friend Ailey here.
Well,
I don't know if you are Jensen, but I think healing people is a nice thing to do.
yes. This is a lot to take in.
Understandable. I have a question for you. How did you know that you were Jensen? What told you?
Well, my father here told me that I was Jensen and has been telling me that since birth.
Gods don't have fathers, dear.
Well, we've got to come from somewhere, don't we?
Mm. and then Gurge has in his head. Really? You told him he was Jensen?
Well, I mean, look at him. What else could he have been? He was.
Pretty.
We've never seen anything like him
He could
before.
have just been the person. It sounds like you put a lot on him from a very young age.
Well,
It's a lot of pressure to put on a child. I don't know what's happening to my alien voice. It's getting worse.
Damn.
Yeah, that's so good. When he was born, no other dragonborn, no other dragon heritage person has come out like him. He was, like a full-blown dragon, entirely covered in scales, tail.
I mean, that's cool and all, but maybe don't put the pressure of godhood on somebody just because they look a bit different, you know?
But he's entirely different, like pure dragon.
This is. Okay, Ailey would be very offended by that sentiment.
Yeah.
Yes, Ailey would very much be.
And I feel like she would want to point out that she also looks very dragon-like and isn't a god.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Is not yet a dragon.
Ailey would
And
probably
that's
want.
an achievable thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ailey would probably want to be like, well, then I'm a god.
Does that make me?
I guess I'm a god then.
Well,
That's
yeah,
how
Ailey.
godhood works.
Yeah, I mean, you look pretty dragon to me. You've got wings and horns and everything.
Yeah.
So that means that my friend's a god too, right, Kurt?
I don't appreciate that. It's
And
You've gotta
don't
underst-
appreciate you.
you've got to
How you have treated
understand.
your son.
you gotta understand. We've never seen anything like him before. And as a diamond dragon, you cannot say you could not mistake him for Jensen. If you
I
saw
mean,
such things.
there's thinking that he could be Jensen, and then there's raising somebody up their entire life that they are a god.
Well,
It's a
he
bit messed up.
had magical powers since he was born. He was able to
So does like everyone else in the city.
Yeah, and Varys is
far
talks into his head and says, "Look, I have some."
far greater magical ability than any of the dragon sorcerers you see before you. Sure, we get him to do miracles and like just healing people and using his breath, but he's capable of other magical abilities.
I mean,
He has
that's
brought the
cool and
dead
all.
back to life. He did it as a
Who
baby.
hasn't?
As a baby. It's intense. Okay, I have a question though. Have you asked what's your actual name?
It's Jensen. We named him Jensen when he was born.
Oh,
Oh, that's some blasphemy.
oh. Okay. What is it that you would like to do with your life? Like, take out this. It's difficult, I know, but take out this godhood shit. What do you want to do?
Well, I do like helping people. That's why I continue to do it.
Helping people is a worthy endeavor.
Absolutely.
I mean, one would argue we do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we
in a roundabout kind of a way.
we usually do have to do a lot of arguing for that. Yes.
When there's gold involved.
I mean,
I
there's
do like gold
absolute
too.
gold's pretty cool. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't forge your own path as yourself, rather than being, you know, a god who, as far as I was aware, was dead for thousands of years.
Well,
Being taken advantage of by your father.
Nemi's gonna kind of whisper behind her hand to Varys and say, "Why don't you ask him about the prayer?"
Oh,
Just in a very quiet whisper.
I'm going to speak into his head and say, if you were Jensen, then I prayed to you when we were at the Temple of Dead Gods. I was told that nobody else had prayed to you in a very long time there. Both Ailey and I gave offerings for Jensen. Did any of this happen to you? Did you hear us?
he closes his eyes. Can I get an Arcana check from Nemi and Varys?
Ooh. Why is my Arcana so bad?
Arcana, you said?
Yes.
My Arcana's not great either.
I don't think any of us have good arcana.
No, none of you do. Fuck it, everybody do it. Everybody.
That's what
I'm still not logged in.
I'll do it for you. It's fine.
Welcome,
Hey.
Pyro.
I didn't think
Okay.
Nice!
I had long enough for today, but I feel
Amazing.
like I'm strong.
Of course.
Fucking
Ailey.
amazing. 10 out of fucking
Dragons?
10.
20 out of
I
20.
have no idea.
Um,
what's going on.
So
Yes,
to
basically
you,
dragons.
to you, Nemi and Varys, it looks like he like ponders that for a moment and says, "You gave me gold and a rock as tribute." And to Thrakus and Ailey, this guy fucking just cast like a spell or some shit to like look into the past or like basically scry that information.
Wait, did Ailey give him a rock? I can't remember. That sounds like alien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gave him a fancy rock, a cool thing that you found along the way.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's-
it's a good gift.
As much as like dragons love shiny things, it's the thought that counts, man. It's like you found a cool rock. Fuck yeah! It's this dead animal you found on the side of the road, but you think it'll suit the decor, you know.
Yes.
Fucking love that shit.
Anyway, so yeah, Nemi, Varys, they look legit. Thrakus, Ailey, they look like that motherfucker cast a spell.
Yeah.
I presume we're talking to the Dragonborn then.
You are talking to Jensen. Okay, quick recap
Okay.
for Ailey.
Yes, I
Yeah.
feel like that might be necessary.
Yeah, you ran.
Haley is awoken from a hangover.
No. You disappeared in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
Like you do. You to run off to try and track down Jensen, or track down this to go and talk to this guy basically. You ran back into the hall. The others managed to, track your trail and make their way following you. They had some trouble with the doorman, but managed to get in. And then you were in the middle of interrogating Kurge, the emissary of Jensen, to try and get him to show you the Dragonborn. He was refusing until Thrakus, Nemi, and Varys showed up, and Thrakus scared the fucking bejesus out of him by
Yeah.
doing stuff.
Such a team.
Yeah,
There's some intimidation in there just by showing up.
yeah. And then you and Varys followed him upstairs, where he seemed to talk to Jensen and Draconic. You were the only one who understood it, and basically the conversation was, hey, let's run. No, I'm not doing that. These guys are here to get more miracles out of you. You're not strong enough. And he's like, I'll try it. Like, I just talked to these people. They can't be that bad. Sort of stuff. Came back down. You guys explained to Kurge and him that you've seen Dragonborn before, and he's not that unique. But to him and Kurge, basically, this is the first time they've ever seen a Dragonborn before. He was born. When he was born, he was entirely scaled. Crazy idea to everybody else, and has been magical since birth. Apparently, he brought back the dead as a child. There was something that was said, but yes. Now in conversation, Varys has asked about the time that you guys were at the temple of the dead gods, and what you experienced there. Jensen responds correctly by saying, "Oh, you guys left some gold in a stone." Varys and Nemi don't seem to catch it, but Thrakus and Ailey, you do seem to catch that he cast some sort of spell there. It did not seem like it was just knowledge he had. It was something that he actively did something to glean that information. As to exactly what that spell is, or what it was, you don't know. But he definitely cast a
Well,
spell.
Haley will be very much like, we're not falling for that. You did some stuff.
I place my hands on his shoulders since I'm still standing directly behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast Zone of Truth. And say, we won't have any more of that.
Okay. So
How big is the room? Because this is a 15-foot radius, so I'm going to have to tell
you pretty much catch everybody in that.
the truth. What about everyone else? Yeah.
Oh no.
It's okay. We can be evasive. Just
Well,
can't tell an outright lie.
That'd be the same.
But we all get to.
You'll know
roll
whether or
for it.
not they succeed their charisma saving throw. So everyone
Mm-hmm.
can roll a charisma saving throw against a zone of truth.
I mean, does it affect me? I presume as the caster it doesn't.
You
But-
can choose to succeed or fail on your own thing.
Oh, I'll succeed.
Lol.
Amazing.
Loves Ailey.
Okay, so you've got a DC 14. So, Varys, you fail. You're going to have to tell the truth for the next 10 minutes. Nimi, you succeed.
Not that much different, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nimi, you succeed. You
Oh,
can
no.
continue to lie. Ailey, you cannot lie. Let me roll for...
And I guess, like, the only one that knows whether he fails or not is Rikus, is that
Yeah.
right?
he succeeds on his charisma saving throw. And Courage also succeeds on his charisma saving throw.
Oh, god damn it.
So,
Well, because I know they succeeded, can I drop the zone of truth?
yeah,
Or is it a... Yeah.
that's a concentration.
Just be
So
like,
I'll-
"Fuck's sake."
I'll drop it, but I'll act like I haven't.
Okay. Roll a No. So you like act like, you're like, I'm casting zone of truth, and you do the stuff. Magic comes down.
Like, and surely
Yeah,
as
they
a
all- they-
magic user, they would have felt the magic.
yeah,
happen.
yeah, it's an enchantment, so they all feel it.
Yeah.
Especially considering they succeeded against it.
Mm.
They notice it. And Varys and Ailey will notice that it disappears. Well, okay. What do you want to know?
How much gold? How much gold did I give you? And what was it for?
Fuck. You expect me
He
to remember
already did the
that?
mind
I'll just interrupt and be like, Varys, he lied.
He lied.
I didn't lie.
He
I
did
told-
not remember.
He did the thingy to your mind hole to find out.
Yeah, he fucked your mind hole.
Yeah.
I did no such thing to his mind hole.
Could we stop talking about my mind hole, please?
I-
Oh, he cast a spell.
Oh, that makes much more sense. Okay. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's what I did.
That's
Hmm.
not. No. That's. Don't
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah, it was the same shit, man.
Oh, it was. There were mind holes involved.
Yeah.
That was. Oh. Okay.
You keep going into people's mind holes and speaking your words.
Showing the flashy pictures.
Hey, that's the first time I've done that before. That was new for me as well.
Oh, first time for everything. You should always ask first. Anyway.
I
Clearly magical.
I apologize if I quote fucked any mind holes. That was not conscious on my part. I didn't mean to cast a spell or anything. That is just simply how I glean information. You're welcome to ask me anything else and check that I don't cast magic. I mean, isn't what any god does magical?
You don't need magic to remember.
I mean, I was probably here at the time, as opposed to if this was recent, what it was recent.
Yes.
Because it was recent, I would have been down here, and any experience you had with my god domain, I wouldn't have been consciously aware of anyway. So
This sounds like a bunch of excuses to me.
Mhm.
The other
I
gods
feel like-
have
None of you-
no
none of you have
problem
any-
being everywhere.
None of you are religious at all. You have no idea how any of this works.
Did you just say that to a cleric?
Well, okay. You are the only one who knows who has any possible chance of knowing how this works. So you can roll a religion check.
But Ailey knows about dragon religion.
Kind of. Yes, you would know. You would be able to tell me things about your chromatic and metallic dragon gods for sure. As for any of the crystal dragons, you didn't even know those fucking existed. And as for how gods and stuff interact, you have no fucking clue how any of that stuff works.
She's basing it all off of her time and the other guy with the other guy.
Yes.
That brief
He's like,
interaction.
that's how gods work. They're assholes.
Yeah. So, from the brief interactions that you've had with Jamie's godlike power, that kind of checks some boxes for you. If he is becoming a god, or was a god and is restoring his power, then that would kind of check out, considering Jamie doesn't seem to have like omniscient knowledge of you constantly, even though you have her idol, you are casting her magic. So
She hears me when I pray to her.
yeah, but him being just maybe an avatar of Jinsen, or something like that nature, maybe even like a cleric to Jinsen himself, that could match up. Either one of those things could be true. Again, it looked like he was casting magic from within himself, so more points to him either just being a sorcerer or actually being Jinsen somehow. Yeah.
Okay. So I'd
But it
walk
does
around.
kind of.
Yeah.
You're still, the whole thing's giving off bad vibes, but
Wait,
what
wait.
he's saying makes sense. But that could be because he knows what to say.
Yeah. Well, I walk around the chair and I just sort of crouch so that we're looking eye to eye, and I'm like, hey, buddy, I know that you haven't known any different. And we're not completely saying that you are definitely not Jensen, but we are saying there is quite a high chance that you aren't as well. You haven't explored the possibility that you could be someone else. All you've known is this. And it's not healthy. You need to know who you are.
They've taken advantage of someone born that's different and been like, yo, we could use you. Doesn't mean you are the thing.
Nimi's eyes well up as she is moved by Thoricus's speech.
Oh.
And if you are Jensen, why are you listening to him? And I just point to Lemon Curd in the corner.
Ailey starts clapping.
I mean,
You should have left
he
here.
just sort of
listening to that asshole.
manages the things. I'm the one who does the appearances and does the stuff. He just sort of, what would you call it? He's my hype man, I guess.
He's your manager.
Exactly. I don't have time to do all of the gathering and the.
He doesn't appear
the
to have
hyping of-
enough respect for you.
Yeah, your manager is your employee, darling. That's how that works.
Well,
And he's kind of keeping you down here in this cave. Out above here, they don't even know dragons exist.
well,
At least
no one
not on this continent. You
no
gotta
one
go
leaves
back
the
to my
city anyway. But
but why not?
because
If you're a god, why would you stay here?
well, I don't
Don't you want to go meet the rest of your people then?
I don't
Instead of just
all of my
staying here
people,
with these ones?
as far as I was aware, all of my people were down here. The humans and the dwarves and the halflings out there killed the rest of my kind, as far as I know.
Well, you could go ask the other dragon gods. about how
they're
to
like
get
they're
on.
like they're like they're suddenly like his face like goes like like his eyes sort of widen a little bit and just stares off in the distance briefly like there are other dragon gods?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could start worshipping you instead if you're gonna turn me into a full dragon.
We've been over this.
Yeah, but she'd keep bringing it up anyway.
Yes, she would.
Nemi's gonna turn to Varys and quietly say, "Isn't this something Jensen would know?"
Wouldn't have a fucking clue. I feel like he would have some sort of awareness that he's part of a pantheon, not that he was a solo god, you know?
Yeah, it's so odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, would
That definitely
Tiamat
seems like something
get
he would know.
really angry that, like, another god has come back because that's someone else she has to fight and, like, maybe she'd come and kill you or something?
I mean, Tiamat's currently locked in the bowels of hell. So
She
Tiamat's
just,
not
like-
doing jack shit.
Yeah, but does this guy know that? If he didn't seem to know she existed, he's not gonna know she's, like, locked up.
That's true. So as you say that, he'd be like, who is Tiamat?
Oh, sweetie. Oh, baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that you're the only dragon god, huh?
What about Null? If you died, shouldn't Null, like, have taken you to wherever, or whatever it is? The god of death and dead dragons?
I see.
I mean, I don't feel like a god would forget that sort of thing.
Yes, I do think you guys are right. This does kind of break down if I don't know about any of the other dragon gods.
I'm pretty sure you're just very magical and they have no idea what the fuck to do with you.
Yes.
You are very cool.
You might be blessed.
Hmm.
That's true.
There's no reason that you can't continue helping people, but as yourself.
Well,
Especially if, like, the real one comes back, you know?
Yeah, you might want to
Like,
find another name, bud.
hmm.
That's like a 3.5 blasphemies, you know?
Well, the main blasphemy has been committed by your father, who has been taking a god's name in vain and using their influence on a populace.
I didn't know. I didn't know there were
mean-
other gods either.
And I mean in the true way of blasphemy, not in the just saying the god's name.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Still,
what kind of dragon doesn't know who the dragon gods are?
People who've lived under a mountain for thousands of years?
Or-
I don't know.
I'm guessing
suppose.
someone decided that, you know, when the people just wipe out maybe when the other dragons were removing that they existed from all of history because of that fight.
it does kind of
maybe
seem.
it accidentally influenced down here as well. That there was only like the one dragon that they kind of remembered existed.
From your brief understanding of the deal with these dragons, they all seem to descend entirely from crystalline dragons, which again you've never heard of, you've never seen before outside of being here on this island. You had no idea that Jensen was a thing either, and you can list all of the dragon gods if from back over there, but you had no idea that Jensen was a thing. So yes, it could be that there was some magic that went and erased all of that stuff in general.
Yeah, because actually, that's the thing. 'cause
Yeah.
I kept meaning to ask you about. So, does Sardior exist for us or not? Which is the god of Gem Dragon
No.
and Psionics,
No, it doesn't.
or is Ginseng the replacement for us? Or is
so-
it another god again?
So, out of character
Yeah.
now, metagaming right now.
Yeah.
Jensen is the third dragon aspect, the forgotten son. So it's Tiamat. What's his name? Fucking what's the fucking platinum dragon's name again?
Or Bahamut?
Bahamut. So it's Tiamat, Bahamut, and Jinsen. The 3 dragon aspects: chromatic,
Okay, so
metallic,
there's not the 14
and
different dragon gods.
no. So there's a whole pantheon of dragon gods. There's Null. There's all of those dragon gods that exist for sure.
Yeah.
But all of the dragon, as far as Ailey knows, there's only any dragon that exists are the only ones that are metallic or chromatic, and Null, which you kind of don't really know what if he's metallic or chromatic. You just know that he's Null.
He's the Grim
Yeah,
Reaper.
he's just just Null. But from what you're gathering, that there is basically a whole other pantheon of gods that you weren't aware of that was helmed by Jinsen, and he seems to be the only one that has remained in knowledge at all.
I've seen
Yeah.
the name of the one that Ailey has been mainly keeping an eye out for is likely to be the one that would take an interest in her. But I wasn't sure if she even existed in your world.
Well, basically,
By Garrick's, the god of fire and destruction.
Yeah, I guess this makes sense. I mean,
Here we go. This might help.
yeah, again, she's a brass dragon. So yes.
So if they're one of those, then Ailey knows they exist.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't know about Sardior, the Gem
No.
dragon.
If they even are still around. But see, again, metagaming. Seems like all the all of the other crystal dragons are just gone. Jensen being the only one that even is remembered. But back in.
Anyway.
Nimi's going to kind of, with a concerned and friendly look on her face, kind of say to Courage, I know you're very isolated under this mountain here, and you have been for a very long time, but how did you know about Jensen?
Well, it's the only god we pray to. It's our dragon god. It's the only one we knew of. We thought that there was the dragon from all dragons come from. Sorry, here's the dragon that all other dragons come from. The progenitor of us, and he gave his life to stop a great darkness from coming over the world, and in doing so seeded us with his seeded all other dragons with his diamond hide, and they in turn seeded humans to create us.
Hang on. Do you think Wayclaw is like a green dragon, or is he an emerald dragon? Like the other ones above there that have been living in hiding. Do you think they're... No, because they seem to know about the others. Ailey's like confused now about like the separation.
Yeah, and this guy has no idea who Wakelaw is, darling.
What darkness was it that Jensen saved you from?
We don't know. A lot of what we had, the texts that we had when we were above ground, are lost. All we know from the scraps, from the word of mouth, was that it was, a world killer, threat to all life. Well, thank you very much, Kills NZ. I'm gonna have to open up the chest. Thank you very much.
I should go to the thing.
Make sure everyone's over there. If you want to get some experience, I'm gonna hit that button very shortly. Again, thank you so much. All right, going off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Click that button. Cheers, man. That was really cool. While everyone's clicking away. Yeah, so as you were saying, it is perceived, we weren't sure whether or not it was simply a metaphor for him creating existence, or if it was just existence from nothing, the entropy of all life, or if it was just or if it was in fact a great darkness that was coming over the world. We don't know, but we have lots of scholars
that
that don't know.
supposed to have done this?
Thousands and thousands of years ago.
So, wait, how long ago did all the stuff with Jamie happen?
Jamie's stuff only was about
A couple of hundred, or?
no. So
1,000, I think.
From now, it was about 3,000 years ago, almost to the day.
Basically, Ailey's trying to work out
Hmm.
if they, like, when whatever happened there, or why all the other dragons disappeared. But she's not good at math and history, so she's just like, if I say some words, one of the smart people, like Varys, will figure it out.
I need to get.
What?
Yep.
I need to get
It-
Jamie a 3 millennium present.
Oh, yeah, that could buy your girlfriend a 3 millennium present.
Yep.
Especially one that has, like, anything they could ever want, because they can, like, bring people back from the dead, even.
But
Way to
anyway.
make the Rikus feel insecure about gift giving.
Thing is,
Why do you buy the
Rikus
one
already,
that has it all?
Rikus already thinks this way, so I'm like, yeah, what again? Start thinking of gift ideas.
Yep.
Anyway,
I know a
from
really
the
good
tries to interject, trying to get back into what's actually going on. From our teachings, it was tens of thousands of years ago. It was when shortly after the world had been created, which is again why we think it was actually a creation myth, but it might not be.
Nimi's brow is very furrowed as she is trying to make connections between things that have been going on lately, and she looks at Thrakus and Varys, somewhat bewildered and very confused, and goes, "Didn't we recently come across a creation myth that also had a world ender in it?"
The Black Sun God?
Yeah.
Yeah, one who's apparently actually doing it. Right, Ailey? You said that you met them.
Yeah. Don't tell him I'm here.
Wait, you've met other gods as well?
Yeah, they
This
can like
was
come to you in your dreams and stuff. But I first met him when I died.
yeah, which is how we
they
know
can
that
hold
one
the
isn't
afterlife.
like
Wait.
this.
You met someone when you died.
Yeah. He's taken hostage of the afterlife. He's trying to steal
This
the souls to come back.
this information makes Kurjan and Jensen like look at each other and like give like a
Like these guys are nuts.
No, it's less of a it's a knowing. Wait a minute, haven't we heard about something like this before?
Has that jogged any memories there?
Well, again, when the boy's mother, she died in childbirth, and hence why we know of his great magical power. She died in childbirth, and then him as a baby brought her back to life. And then later on, we just thought, the thought was always that she had like prenatal depression, essentially, but she was talking about some great evil and death. It wasn't clear whether or not she wanted to stop everyone from going there, or she wanted to save everyone, or join in this crusade with this evil thing. Either way, she took her own life shortly after. Well, Jensen's third birthday. And
Terrifying.
yeah, I mean, if what you're saying is true, that there's a death god on the other side, that this is don't tell anybody else about this.
Our
I mean, I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't call him a death god.
He's a dead god.
and he doesn't like it anymore, so he's trying to take some of what he sees as owed.
And there's this whole
This
thing
time,
going on with the mage's tower as well, that they like knew this was gonna happen, but they didn't know that they knew this was gonna happen because they don't know how to use technology.
Would you come to the Mage's Tower to meet our friend?
who are you asking?
I'm gonna ask Jensen, with implied that Kurge is also invited.
Is it to meet Joe or to meet a different friend?
Joe.
I would, yeah. I mean, my whole worldview has been blown here. So, sure, let's go and look.
I feel like between us we have bits of a puzzle that might turn out to be the same puzzle.
Okay.
Do you think Jamie would come here? She's got more puzzle pieces.
She said that she wasn't able to because of the war.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be stopping a war. I feel like the god kind of stealing everyone's afterlife is more important though, because everyone dies anyway. But
I mean-
Yes, but he's
better if
about
they
to get
got
an
to their
influx.
right place. But
He's
the war would be giving more souls to this guy, and he'd be coming back faster.
Yeah, that. Ah! Like, Nimi's just had all of these realizations fall upon her. and
Suddenly,
she's
a little bit of
terrified.
panic. Like,
'Cause it's the
Oh.
whole Haley has
Oh.
without knowing that what they got, and like, so she doesn't understand the weight of everything she's saying right now. She's just like trying to do math. Like, if the rate of people are dying faster, then he's getting souls faster. So does that mean he returns faster? Or does people have to collect the souls for him?
I feel like there seem to be a lot of like rituals and setting things up. One of our friends was killed and had a similar sort of reaction when he came back. Very
But the
pensive for a
oldest-
time, and then became a cult leader.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
He now worships this god.
well,
Let's get a
very, very.
If you are a
So
god,
that's-
that means
that's,
you can
pretty
save
heavy.
me from him, right?
I will certainly try. Yes, I guess we don't really have a lot of time to be wasting.
No, knowledge is our best armor.
Yes, so I would gladly accompany you into the college.
You caught, baby. I can't help it. You're too far away.
So,
Let's go.
everyone, we just going, just run.
Yep. I'm still like
Stealth?
Nimi's reeling, but I am also reeling.
Well, I'm glad.
Do we need to like disguise you so that you don't get stopped by everyone for miracles or something?
Yes, I have trouble clothing. Let me get into that. And you see that there's like a just outside where all of the the racks and racks of old costumes and stuff, where there was one piece of clothing that wasn't entirely messed up from moths and old time, and he does don it, and it is like it's basically just a whole lot of robe that like pads out his shape, so he doesn't look like he's
I need
more
one of
dragon.
I need
wraps
one
his-
of those.
Yeah, wraps his tail around his leg before he like dons his thing, and then wakes up the hood, and it gives more of a due to the ruffles around the hood, it gives more of a an avian look to him, so he can makes him look more like he is one of the bird people that you've seen around.
I just need to go grab some more water. I should be okay.
That's fine. I also do want to do that, but I've got it in my bag right here. Yeah, but a bottle in my bag. Cool. So you guys, he does that. You guys get ready and start to head out. Courage follows you guys up to the door before you guys leave out, and you notice, that the kid at the door that you guys had barged through very much is Courge's son. They even have similar diamond patterns, but obviously the kid is just a regular dragon heritage, brother to a god apparently. So
And he's starving?
he's not starving.
Oh. He
No.
said he was skinny.
He's just scrawny. Like he looks like he hasn't filled out yet. Like he's
Okay,
very
like-
young.
like
He's sort of
teenage
gangly.
scrawny rather than-
Yeah, like
Wait,
gangly.
what?
Like he hasn't like. Yeah, he looks like he's grown more than he's prepared for, and he's gonna get way bigger as well. Ailey, he's not weird looking at all, because dragons very much look like that.
Like look all gangly as they slowly fill out. I mean, that's probably how Ailey looked underneath the clothes.
Well, yeah,
Up
when
until she started filling out from
exactly.
being more dragon.
Because the growth spurt of a dragon is a lot more than the human body, a lot more than the human body can contain. But magic. Anyway, so you guys make your way out, hurriedly, sneakily, and make your way to the college. The lights that indicate whether or not it's day or night are beginning to dim. They're trying to indicate that it is like a getting into twilighty sort of time. But as you approach the gates, you don't seem to be accosted, even though you are bringing with you an additional person you've not met before. Yes.
Ailey would say that in Elvish, being like, I'm still suspicious of him.
Nemi wouldn't. Nemi, you don't speak Elvish, do you? Nemi?
Might speak Sylvan, yeah.
You speak Sylvan, not Elvish,
Yeah.
though.
Like,
Uh-oh.
taking
So,
advantage
so
of people like
Ailey,
that.
Ailey speaks in a language you don't speak just to say that they don't like the father. But
Yeah.
you speak, I guess, from Sylvan, you would grasp what they're trying to say.
I get
So
the
would
gist
I.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Thoracus and Varys, you have Jamie's tattoos that makes
you.
you entirely knowledgeable of Elvish, so you're fine. Yeah, you guys make your way.
Did you just get the funny looking letters show up on your screen then?
Yes, but it also said translated from Elvish under it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think
So those
if
of you who have
speak the
Elvish as a
it
language,
translates.
yeah, if you have Elvish as a language, it translates.
Do I have Elvish as a language?
We all do.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
sorry, the original trio who met Jamie.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
she branded our necks with a tattoo of Elvish.
Yeah, because I did not
Yeah,
want to translate that all
cannot
day.
understand that, Ailey.
Because nobody took fucking Elvish and you were in the Elvish countryside. So I had to.
I
It
love
didn't
that
make
none of
sense
us
to my
took it.
backstory.
I know it doesn't make.
No,
I know it didn't make sense, but literally none of you had it, and the only person who could understand it was Ailey. They couldn't speak it; they could just understand it.
And of all the people in our party to understand.
Exactly. So I was like, no, absolutely
Elvish
not.
have
I am not
zero
having
Disney
this.
romance.
Yeah, I am not having this. Here you go. And also it suited well to Jamie's abilities. So
Yeah.
she was just fucking crazy
It's like
powerful.
also like a low key flex of power as well too. When you're
Exactly.
like, here's an entire language.
Here you go. I don't want to translate for you. Here you go.
Here's a
It's legitimate
god
notice.
worth a cleric.
Anyway, so enter into the castle. There's a lot less like children around. Any of the students that you see that are out in the courtyard are more adult, doing more adult things.
In the dark corners.
Yeah. There's a lot more making out going on, a lot less magic missiles. And you make your way into the castle, and then left, and then down the hall to the elevator that you had previously gone up into it. And Varys, you know mechanisms well enough to remember exactly where they pushed and what they did to make this one go. And you guys go all the way up to the top and are back into the Starlight Machine. Door that you had previously opened is still open.
How does Jensen handle the elevator?
Oh, yeah.
I want to know if a god vomits in an elevator.
Yeah.
He doesn't, just. Like, you hear grumbles.
And
But-
his father?
He doesn't come. Courage doesn't.
Oh.
He stays behind with his other son.
I'm kind of surprised that Kurge. Sorry, I shouldn't metagame. Go on.
After.
Yes.
Off-stream.
Anyway.
I think I'd probably call out to Joe. Joe, you there?
Yeah, just a minute. He's coming. You hear a different voice. Not Joe.
Is the voice I recognize?
No, it is a voice that Nemi recognizes, though. It was the person, I
Oh, the
guess.
guy who gave us the robes?
Yes.
Yes!
Wait, when did we get robes?
That's
Oh.
Nemi got robes a while ago.
I was like, was it when?
Yeah, when I was
Yeah,
trying to sneak the
sneaky.
children out of the school.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He mysteriously popped out of nowhere and told us to sneak quieter. It's more
Uh,
disturbing his studies.
Maybe you should come in here instead.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So wait, we hadn't met him before other than Nemi.
Nemi's the only person who's met them. But yeah, coming in, yeah, back through the door into this behind the scenes sort of deal. It seems like there's just been a lot of investigation that's been going on. There's like a whole lot of paper that's been like stuck in places, seemingly like notes in a bunch of different languages, some Draconic, some Elvish, some human, gnomish, halfling, just a whole bunch of different notes and stuff going on all over the place now, both on the machine, but also on the walls, on other bits and pieces all over the place. It looks like...
Can Ailey read all the languages? It's only here with her.
Yeah, you can only
right?
you can only hear. You can read the Draconic though, and the Common, and the Elvish. But yeah, you just get brief glances of it. A lot of it is just scientific arcanic notation about energy levels and what posings of what purpose these things fit and how often they move and other observations. But you make your way around to where the room is, where the pictogram is, and you can see that that Joe is sitting in a chair and just entirely focused on the pictogram. Like he is just like zoned out to the rest of the world. It seems like he is like sort of in a way interfaced with it in like a wireless sort of way. It's weird. It's the same sort of look and feel you get from him when he is communicating with other constructs, but he is not giving off the dial tone. It seems like it's just what he does to fully take in what he is doing.
He's focused.
He's focused. So the way that he manages the interface with the old timey stuff, the old constructs. But yes, you get him a good look at this person, who is seemingly entirely human, which is very odd, considering everything that you guys have seen so far in the city. You don't see a flicker of a scale on him. It seems if he is a draconic sorcerer from that heritage, it is very far removed. But otherwise, yeah, entirely human looking. He does remind you very much of an old man you saw in a magic shop over in Haru. Very briefly.
Oh, I remember.
Wait, is it the guy with the magic shop with the hat or not?
Is it
Oh,
the guy in the magic shop that Nemi went up to and questioned and then he disappeared?
Yes. But it's
Yes.
not, it doesn't, sorry, it reminds you of him.
Yeah.
But
So
he is significantly younger than that person was. Like you could maybe mistake them for that was their grandfather or something.
yeah.
But from your understanding, no one's come in and out of this place. There's no way they could be, but it's like an uncanny sort of resemblance.
Nemi thinks that, well, Alamein came in and out of this place. Who knows? Maybe there are other secret comings and going. But she's going to go up to this guy and curtsy slightly and shake his hand and say, "Hello, friend. Nice to meet you formally."
Hello. Yes, nice to meet you as well. You're not sneaking around.
We did manage to get those children to safety, and I appreciate your help with that very much.
Well, I'm glad, and I'm glad that you didn't interrupt my further study.
We see that you're working on very important things here.
Yes, I've managed to finally kick out everybody else and have got some time to myself. Unfortunately, your other friend here is a little bit more difficult to remove, but he's been providing me with plenty of insight, so I guess he can stay.
So you're also studying the same machinery and pictograms that Joe is studying?
Well, I'm more interested in the nature of the countdown that it was doing. It's interesting. The time that they selected for this mechanism to count down to seems to be based on nothing. It's there's no evidence behind it, that even in all of the pictogram that he's been able to decipher, it seems like they almost like they looked into the future and decided that this is the point, and looking into the future thousands of years is wild magic. Wild. And that is what I'm very much interested
I just hear wild magic. Did wild magic just fall off? Weird magic stuff? Is that what you're talking about? I like that.
in. Yes, it extremely powerful, potent magic to be able to weave the fabric of time in a way that allows you to view it with such precision, even though it's obviously not as precise as they'd wanted, but to even come close is it's a whole nother ball game that we're in, and that is what I'm here to try and figure out. And you see, like, there's this like sparkle in his eye that, like, you know, he was completely unfazed by you sneaking into the castle, by you saving children, by the look of all of you, the fact that there's a construct in the other room fucking going nuts on a pictogram, completely unfazed. But when he starts talking about fucking time magic, he is just like, he's ready to go. This is his subject. Like,
Do you need spice?
I mean, if you've got some, I wouldn't say no.
Because, like, spice seems to do weird shit, including fuck with time.
Really? And you've experienced it change time? I've never
When
had
he
that.
shot someone in the face with a bullet with spice.
Wait, what?
Didn't it do some weird time thing to them?
What?
They went to, like, other dimensions and stuff?
No, I went to another dimension. I went, where was it? The astral plane, I think?
Hmm. Well,
It was not fun, I'll give you that. I met a unicorn, though. That was really cool.
I see. Well, that is an interesting use of spice, to say the least.
It's not very, predictable.
No, I don't imagine that
That's
it would
why it's
be.
had all sorts of results.
Yes. Varys looks down.
Yes.
I'm confused about something.
Mm.
Joe told us that this machinery was counting down to a point in time, but if they'd looked into the future to determine when that time was, why would they need a counter?
Well, again,
Why would they
as
need
a
a machine that's predicting it if they already knew?
As I said, they didn't seem to have the precision that they were looking for. They were grasping at a lot of different straws here. You know, time does not simply go in one direction. Every thought, every consideration, every person has some way of changing the way that time goes. You know, they always change the direction, the flow of it. If they were able to pinpoint, to wrangle it, to wrangle enough of it, to be able to guess thousands of years in the future when some event might happen, they couldn't guarantee that it was going to be accurate, and that seems to be what the function of this machine was, is to not only bridge time and all of its possible outcomes, but magic and science all together to create a machine that would tell them when some ancient evil was coming back. That's so cool.
I'm pretty sure the ancient evil is already trying to come back.
Yes, I did hear that. Not.
Yeah.
I hope that you guys can deal with that. But I'm still
But
looking at this machine.
Right? Aren't you like a super powerful magic person? Why the? I have a gun. What do you expect me to do against a god?
Superpowered magic person. I don't know what you take me for. I just work here.
Maybe we should tell Jensen what Joe's found.
Yes.
And maybe we should tell Joe what Jensen told us.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay.
Gareth shakes his head at
We
this
should
man and
share
leaves.
knowledge. Woo!
Nimi still rather likes this guy for all of his quirkiness, so she's going to curtsy and wink at him as they go to the next room.
He nods and gets back to writing a whole bunch of random notes all over the place.
Every scholar's favourite way of keeping notes.
Yeah,
Well, they
his
don't have the whiteboard to do the string theory everywhere.
Across 7 different pieces of parchment
His-
strewn across the room.
yeah. Yeah. You hear him. Okay, I'm not gonna make a Always Sunny reference. Let's not do that. Okay. So you guys walk into the, again you can see Joe is sitting there in front of the pictogram. Just like the
things that Joe does.
the light that protrudes from him seems to be a little bit brighter than normal, and it's like it's taking up the whole wall of stuff, and it's like almost like he's like scanning it in a way. But that's kind of what you're guessing at here. Again, it's not obvious.
Sorry to interrupt you, Joe. We've met somebody that I think you might want to talk to.
You hear like a hiss and a click from inside him, sort of, and it seems in recognition to you guys, to what you say, and then the light slowly dims, and he seems to like come back to consciousness almost in like a jolt. Oh, hello. I see you've got a new friend.
Yes, this is Jensen.
The dragon god?
Well, that was what they thought.
At this point.
Jensen removes the hood to show his diamond physique. Well, the resemblance is quite striking, but I don't believe that is the dragon god Jensen.
No, we don't We
Like,
had this
like lowers
discussion.
his head like, "Aww."
Hey, I mean, you can still do really cool shit. I mean, it's probably better that you're not Jensen. You don't actually have that, like, the legacy hanging over you, you know? You
Yeah.
make your own future.
You are
Anyway,
correct.
they have had some dealings in similar stuff to us. We think he might benefit from talking to you and from having a look at this stuff as well.
We
Oh.
think that maybe he might have some of the puzzle pieces of the story that you're trying to uncover. He and his father told us some very interesting dragon history that's been passed down. And Jensen, can
Well.
you tell Joe?
Sure. And he repeats the goes into a sort of a trance, the religious sort of trance you do when you start spouting rhetoric, and in the in that very detailed flowery language that they do.
He gets a nudge in his kneecap at one point to
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, of course.
hustle along.
he's trying, he's doing it as fast as he can.
Yeah.
in this.
Ailey will be like
um,
standing there and like
yeah.
slightly nodding off and kind of jerking awake.
Yeah. But he does go over the
Or
creation myth.
pouring a whiskey.
Go over the creation myth, which is go over the Jensen stuff. That he was there at the beginning of time. That he looked after mortals and stuff during the creation. That a great evil and a world ender evil to all life, destroyer of all planes, comes to the world. Actually, he's doing this in Draconic, and luckily, Joe obviously understands the whole thing, and Ailey does, but the rest of you guys, you know that he's taking too long with his flowery language, especially considering it starts to barely sound like Draconic. Gets a little bit too flowery. But there is a thing that you notice, Ailey, in the description of this evil approaching, the nature of it. It could be translated to return or resurrection, something like that. Joe seems to immediately pick up on it as well. And basically, Jensen, fucking sacrifices himself to destroy this thing. And then, flowery language again, fucking all of his diamonds scales shoot off and create all the other crystal dragons, and they in turn go and mate with mortals and make all the mortal dragons, and then that's it. And then Joe explains to you guys what happened in short form to those of you who didn't understand Draconic, and then also clues you in, says there is a possible translation there for him, for this dark evil, resurrected or returned. What it's immediately goes into a more explanation. Sounds like he's referring to this creation myth is definitely referring to the Black Sun. That from my gleanings of the mural, the Black Sun was a god previously at the beginning of creation, along with Jensen and all the other gods. Well, most of the other gods anyway. And during a lot of that, a lot of gods died. The Black Sun returned. just as a lot of other gods were gone off into their own planes. And it sounds like Jinsen helped send this black sun god back to wherever he went. Killed him again, quotation marks. And this is where it leaves us. Black Sun's coming back. Unfortunately, Jinsen died in vain. And in saying that, the Dragonborn Jinsen, you see him sort of like lose balance a little bit, and he has to catch himself. Like,
I'll sort of try and steady him a bit as much as I can.
like, oh my god. He failed. I failed. Well, he failed.
I wouldn't necessarily say that thousands of years worth of not having the Black God was a huge failure. Like, there's something there.
Joe chimes in. Yes, I didn't mean to say that Jinsen's work was entirely undone. From what I've been gleaning here, the creators of these cities, and myself and all these other constructs were specifically working towards protecting the realm, this plane, from the return of the Black Sun. That's very quite possibly my function, is to help stop him from returning. Again, I
like a fail-safe sort of thing.
quite possibly. I mean, again, it's not specifically stated. I don't have it in my programming exactly what my purpose is, or anything written here does not specifically state it. This is just sort of what I'm piecing together here. It's not.
Sounds like you're finding purpose.
You smart little halfling.
Barris grins.
Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that I can make the leap in faith here to say that my purpose was to aid in stopping this from coming to pass.
It would also explain your tether, I guess, as well, when we went to the Elven land.
Yes, I am charged by whatever is powering all of these constructs, and I still don't know the nature of that as well, but it's pointing towards that these cities somehow generate it and protrude it in like a sort of magical field that us clockworks are able to pick up on, some better than others. But yes, I've been specifically looking into your mention of this ruin in the caves that you found these dwarves in. It does look like the fabrication station. He says.
Fabrication station.
The fabrication
Like,
station.
You can hear a sigh.
Yeah. The fabrication station is very much probably somewhere through that ruin. Again, a lot of these constructions it seems like they were all supposed to be interconnected eventually. That's what the train stations were supposed to be about. That's what I sent the little constructs off to continue doing. That was seems to be the design, to construct a connection between all of the cities, and all of the ruins were supposed to interconnect as well. And it seems like either through age those connections were destroyed or crumpled, or they just never got completed before whatever happened to the creators happened. Either way, I think we are going to need to go through the mines to get there and find out where this power, what these cities are doing. If they're the reason that magic was stolen from the humans, it's looking more and more like that is the case. I was pretty sure that was my theory to going along with anyway, but it's pretty settled for certain. But we needed evidence. So if we can get up there, if I can interface with
If
whatever
we can find
programs.
evidence of that, we could end the war. They're already blaming the magical people up there, the elves, for taking it. If it wasn't them, we need to get that information out.
Jensen picks up.
And
And if you stop this war, we can stop the Black Sun God from coming back. Jensen
Well,
did
at
not
least
fail.
at an accelerated rate. There are still Rillen out there working to try and bring this thing back.
Joe pipes up. Again, if my function is to stop this from coming, then we will find an absolute way of. Maybe there's a way we can drain his power from him to give us a little bit more time. Especially if these cities were draining magic from living people, maybe there's a way to change it so they drain it from the dead.
And who says that many, many years ago, when these things were put in place,
You've cut right out.
the magic wasn't given willingly? We know it isn't now, but fuck. So who says that many, many years ago the magic wasn't given willingly? Maybe that's not the case now, but at the time it could have been a sacrifice for safety.
It's very plausible.
And it continued to happen, but these people don't know about it. Oh. We need to get into this ruin then.
And stopping the war will only help our stopping the Black God.
Absolutely. The Black Sun will not rise.
Aye. Jensen looks at you all like, like getting hyped, getting brave, being like, yeah, we're gonna fucking do it. And he's like, I'm not gonna be able to come with you though. I don't do well in fights.
Yet you thought you were a god?
I'm a healing god. If you survive, if there's anything that's wrong when you get back,
If anything crawls back out of the cave,
Yeah.
you can give
I
it,
can
you know,
absolutely. I will
scoff
do
of
my
life.
best. If you come to me after and you need healing, I will heal you free of charge.
Oh, how gracious.
I can resurrect the dead if one of you falls in battle.
I mean, so can we. That's okay. Well, thank you. That's lovely.
That is a very
Thank
kind
you.
offer. Yes, it is always nice to have that not be permanent if it can be changed.
looks
Not that
down.
you'd be
Looks
my
down
first
again,
option.
dejected. And on that, it is 10:15, so that is us for tonight. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Can Thoricus just say before we go, hey buddy, your worth isn't about what you can provide us.
Remember, you're pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Does look pretty awesome. Anyway, that is where we're going to finish off for tonight. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks team for being here. Thanks Pyro Shadow for showing up eventually. You can find
Yeah.
Pyro Shadow over on Twitch.
Sorry I
and-
went outside today. Got stroke. Right?
Find Pyro Shadow over on Twitch, and occasionally they swap between. And thanks, Mix Lenore for being here as well. You can find them also over on Twitch, and
Yep.
they trying to get that double streaming sorted out, but it's not going so well. So probably just go and see them over on Twitch.
I'll definitely be on Twitch.
There you go. And thanks, Bronster and Van Vertigo for joining us as well. Tomorrow on the Fano channel, Friday, yes. Can't remember if I was gonna cover Friday or something. I think I might be covering a Friday stream. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's gonna be someone on the Fano. That's our whole thing. Woo. Saturday definitely should be Random Guy. Sunday more beef. Monday we're back with Divinity Original Sin 2. Tuesday more beef. Probably still more of that Graveyard Keeper. Check that out. Wednesday we'll probably be back with more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and then Thursday next week probably going in the mines once again.
After having yet
Fucking
another
shadow
war
creatures.
session.
There's a lot of lore this time. Thank you very much, everybody. I will send you on your way. Where am I sending you? I'm sending you right here. Goodbye.
Ah.
And you, Greg, and recording. You.